Good afternoon. Myself, Samantakamani Kuchubatla. Today I want to discuss about the insulated cables topic from the Power Systems 1 unit. I am Associate Professor in the Department of EEE ACE Engineering College. So first of all, we are going to discuss about uh, introduction to the cables first. In the electrical power can be transmitted or distributed either by overhead lines or the underground cables. In the previous video, we have discussed about the overhead lines. What are the different components of the overhead lines? Those will be discussed in the previous video. Now I am going to discuss about what is the necessity of the underground cables. What are the different advantages of the underground cables? Here, these underground cables are used for either transmission or distribution. And mainly, the advantage of the underground cables is they are less liable to the damage through the storms and lightning. So, if you observe during the heavy storms or during the heavy rainy season, there is a chance of getting disturbance in the overhead lines. There is a possibility of getting faults. So because of this one, in order to avoid all those, we can choose underground cables depending upon the requirement. And in addition to that one, once the underground cables are established, the maintenance cost will be less. This is also one more advantage. And as I mentioned you earlier, because these are not allowed to the atmosphere, the chances of getting faults is also very less. So like line to line fault or line to ground fault or double line to ground fault, different types of faults that may exist in the overhead lines. The frequency will be more in the overhead lines. But coming to the underground cables, the chances are very less. So it is also one of the advantages. And coming to the voltage drops, less voltage drops will be there in cables. And out of all these, the appearance will be good because these are underground, so the appearance will be good. So depending for all these advantages, underground cables will be used compared with the overhead lines. Actually, in the good olden days, what happens? The overhead lines will be used because of capable of withstanding high voltages. But in the present day scenario, there is a lot of research that is done under underground cables on the underground cables. So what happens? The insulation capability has raised, so that we can use these underground cables for short and medium voltages. So that is all because of the advantage of the underground cables. And moreover, out of all these advantages, there are some disadvantages in the underground cables. Those are installation cost will be more. Here, the installation cost will be more, and they will introduce the insulation problems at high voltages compared to the equivalent overhead lines. So even we can implement these for underground cables, but the main reason is if you have the capable insulation, then we can even implement it for high voltage. Present day, we can't implement for very high voltages, but these can be implemented for very small and even medium voltages. The underground cables can be used. So next, coming to the applications, as I mentioned you here, there are many reasons why should we go for cables. Actually, the main reason is safety is one point, and if we are having more and more plantation and plants are there, more number of plants are there, there is no possibility of running overhead lines. Then we can go with the underground cables. And especially if you find in the substations also, the underground cables also only will be done, because the appearance is one important point, and there should not be any chance of getting faults in the atmosphere. So they can go for cables in the substations. And coming to the next one, maintenance of the overhead lines will be more and more, and for these underground cables the maintenance cost will be very less. So these are the applications of the cables because of having so many advantages. Now, these underground cables are consisting of generally either one or more conductors which are covered with a suitable insulation by protecting cover. So this is a construction of a underground cable, and how to select the underground cables is depending upon the voltage levels and the service requirements. Suppose if you require a single phase supply, you'll go with the single core conductor, and if you require more and more service requirements increases, like if you want to go for a three phase supply, then there will be 3 core cables will also be there, and not only this service requirement and how much voltage it has to withstand, depending upon that also the cables, underground cables can be selected. And in addition to this one, there should be some necessary requirements for a cable. So how what are the different requirements of a cable, we will see now. So the type of the conductor chosen for the cable are tinned standard copper or aluminum copper can be used for the conductors in the cable, because they will have the high conductivity. And moreover, the flexibility is also one of the important point in the cable. So standing will be done instead of taking a very thick conductor, single conductor. Small sized conductors will be taken, and these are called nothing but standing. Of the standing is done so that the flexibility can be increased, and moreover the current carrying capability can also be increased for the cable. And next point, the next necessary requirement is the cable what you have chosen should be able to withstand the overheating without any overheating. So if the current loading is still go on increases, what happens, there is a chance of getting temperature rise. So because of that one, it will causes the overheating. So there should not be overheating there in a cable. So the selection of the cable is very much important, depending upon your current carrying capability and the voltage range also. And in addition to this one, the voltage drop should be within the permissible limits. Voltage drop should be within the permissible limits. So and if you choose the insulation that is used for the core which is used in the cable should be of proper thickness. Otherwise what happens, this insulation may not withstand the voltage, then it leads to the breakdown of the cable. And this is all because of what we require is finally high degree of safety and as well as the reliability. So these are the necessary requirements of a cable. And moreover, there should be a mechanically strong cable we require. So while digging these cables in the ground or even a channel, rough handling of the cables will be done. So it should able to withstand the mechanical stresses. And the final and foremost point is it should not have any reactivity, either chemical or physical. It should be stable chemically and physically. So these are the necessary requirements of a cable. And next I want to discuss about the construction of a cable. And here if you observe in the diagram, there are different layers in the cable. You can see this is a conductor actually. These I have considered a 3 core conductor. Core 1, core 2, core 3. Core or conductor both are one and the same. And each and every core there is a insulation. And this insulation, as I mentioned here, paper insulation. It is called paper insulation. And you can see there is a lead sheathing over this insulation of all the 3 cores. And over this we had a bedding. And over the bedding we had armoring and the serving. So if you observe, coming to the construction of a cable, the different layers that will be there in a cable are core or conductors, and insulation, metallic sheathing will be there, bedding will be there, armoring will be there, and serving will be there. So these are the different layers that will be there in coming to the construction of the cables. In the next video, we are going to discuss in detail about the construction of the cables. Thank you.